Alright, we are now on episode 49 of Video Game Reviews. And for this episode, I'm going to talk about Jet Force Gemini for the Nintendo 64, released in 1999. Now, Jet Force Gemini is a third-person shooting game, and in this one, you're part of a Jet Force Gemini team that is trying to defeat the evil leader Mizar and his horde of drones. There are three main characters in this game. There's Juno, Juno's sister Vela, and the dog, Lupus. So, you have to progress through various levels to get to the end, of course. You start with the three of them in orbit around the planet of Goldwood, and after barely escaping the destruction of the entire Jet Force fleet at the hands of Mizar. So, the ship ends up being damaged, which means that they are defenseless and unable to warp out of the system. Now, as you progress through the game, you eventually find yourself at Mizar's palace and face to face with Mizar himself. So, if you beat Mizar, you win the game. Now there are weapons in this game, but unlike the weapons in GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, the weapons in this game do not have magazines and are not able to be reloaded after a certain number of shots. You fight on foot and you have the ability to jump. Now, you spend much of this game in battle, but there are some parts that feature jump mechanics, and you can hang from most ledges and swim and fly using jetpacks when needed. And in combat, players free to set on a manual aiming system with the targeting camera fixed behind the character's head. When using this technique, a reticle appears on the screen and the player character ends up becoming translucent so that players can aim and shoot with finesse. Now, by contrast, when walking around, this game plays like a typical 3D platformer. Now, the campaign mode features a galaxy composed of 15 non-linear worlds, areas connected by different types of doors. Most of them open automatically, but for some of them you have to do a special action in order to unlock it. Like, some doors will require you to kill all the enemies in the area to be unlocked, while others will require a specific key. Now, initially this game won't let you tackle different worlds with just one specific character. You'll have to use the three characters individually until you reach a meeting point. And then once the meeting point is reached, all the worlds can be tackled with any character in any order. Now, the overall idea of this game is to explore all the areas in order explore all the areas in order to free the tribals and collect several spaceship pieces that let you get to the final stage. Now, there's also a multiplayer mode in this game where 2 to 4 players can battle out in both traditional deathmatch and survival matches. As in GoldenEye, options such as weapon schemes, time limit, number of kills, and number of lives can be altered to match the player's preference. Also, some multiplayer aspects can be unlocked by finding the corresponding secret in the game's campaign. You can also unlock some racing mini-games where you race from an overhead perspective, as well as a firing range mode, which is similar to a rail shooter like in Virtua Cop. In this mode, you're limited to moving a crosshair on the screen while the game follows a specific route. This Jet Force Gemini also features a no split-screen cooperative mode. The second player takes control of Floyd. He's a floating robot that automatically follows the main playable character and can assist him by shooting. Now, this game came out in the North American region first. Europe ended up getting it a few weeks later, and then Japan got it at the beginning of December of 1999. Well, now, if you're a fan of shooting games, if you're a fan of shooters in general, then I would recommend this game. If shooters are what you fancy. Fancy a shootout game, love. And if I didn't say before, this game is made by Rare, the same people that made Donkey Kong 64, and of course the original Donkey Kong Country games on the Super Nintendo. So, yeah, overall this is a pretty cool game. I would definitely recommend this game. And that will do it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and of course, if you like what you see on the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button. It is there for a reason, after all. And I will see you next time.